movies are obviously, by definition, a visual experience.
Right.
But with yours, I mean, I noticed this with Terminator, Terminator 2, that, I mean, it really goes right through you. This was, like I told you, it was like a rock concert.
Yeah, it should work on all levels. It should be visual, acoustic, musical, emotional. And I don't know if humor is an emotion. I guess it is. You know, should be funny in the right places.
How has technology changed that to the point where this movie looks so good?
Well, you know, there's a lot of things we can do now just in the last sort of year and a half that we couldn't do before in terms of really sort of digitally manipulating the images. Like a lot of the stuff with the jet, you know, we put in exhaust and flying papers and things like that. All sorts of cut and paste techniques that you could never do before. So now you approach it differently. You're not doing a lot of model shots, which always look kind of half fake. You do a lot of stuff full size, and then you put pieces together in new ways. And it's really changing the way you make images.
We've become really trained as an audience
Mm-hmm.
as to what to watch for, you know?
Right.
I mean, we know when someone's hanging from a cliff or hanging from a helicopter that everything behind them is fake. So therefore, we look for this outline.
You'll never
you know?
see another matte line.
It's
You'll
amazing.
never see another matte line. That's the beauty of it. In a digital shot, there's no reason to have a matte line. It can be, everything can be done better now. I mean, you know, like in Terminator 2, we were showing people stuff that they'd only seen in their dreams, maybe. And that stuff was in your face. It was really obvious. In this one, it's more sort of, it's outrageous, but the situations are realistic. Jets and helicopters, nothing science fiction, but it looks real. It looks completely real, you know. And that's the improvement. That's the extra turn of the screw that they haven't seen before.
Does this make your job more difficult or necessarily more easy? And see, I would assume that this means you've got more work.
It can be more work, but I find it to be getting easier and easier and more intuitive, because if you're shooting something and you decide to change it later, you can, or you can stick something in the shot and take it out later. You can take out a cable, a wire, a stand, something. You know, I mean, you can put a truck into a shot that wasn't there. You can take a person out that was there that you don't like. You change your mind. You don't like them. You know.
Technology aside, I noticed this was yet again another example, and I'm thinking again of Terminator, another example where A, you have a female lead who is more than just an accessory,
right.
And B, you have a female lead who is actually a different person at the end of the film, who has her own
transformation.
arc.
Yeah, absolutely, and a fun one too. You know, Jamie plays a woman who has a lot of foibles, and she's really repressed, and she's kind of nerdy, and that was a fun character for us to create, and she was perfect. I mean, she didn't miss a beat, and of course it's all shot out of order, so you see a perfect line, you know, but she didn't get to make it as a perfect line. Yeah. She did this part, then that part, then that part. You know.
So I'm wondering, why is it that other filmmakers haven't caught on to the fact that character arcs are just as important for the women in these action films as for the men, and sometimes they forget that it's important for the men.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I mean, to me, it seems pretty obvious that you know, the audience is going to relate to people. The quickest thing for them to relate to in a frame, it's not going to be a jet plane or, you know, jet engine or a helicopter. Those are the accoutrements, the window dressing. What they're going to relate to are the people. And I think the way people are enjoying this film is they're going with the characters and the situations, and the laughs are coming out of the situations. In fact, in trying to sell the movie, we've tried to go to the funny moments in the film and just put them in a TV spot. It doesn't work. It's really hard to sell a movie because the laughs are organic to the film. You've got to experience it up to that point to get it.
I've got to wrap this up, but I have to ask you, how has your working relationship changed with Arnold since Terminator days? It has to have improved or changed in some way.
Yeah, it's getting better and better. I mean, we were strangers on Terminator, and he had a lot of respect for the material, and so he had enough respect for me that he kind of played it the way I wanted him to. In the meantime, he became like the ultra mega star of the universe. You know what I mean? So the balance changed, you know. And but there was always respect, and we get along great, and we're buddies. We ride bikes, and you know, it's not like like he became this kind of hard to deal with, you know, superstar.
Keep up the good work. Hang in there.
Okay,
I
thanks.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thanks. Good. I'm
Thoroughly,
glad you liked it.
Everything a movie should be.
All right.